You know, this is an exceptional generation. They're more empowered than anybody that we've ever seen before because they understand more about the digital and social revolution than anyone. I mean, they know more about it than we do, and I think we're seeing more and more examples of that. They're more knowledgeable because of technology. You know, when I was at school, your teacher was the person who basically dictated how much you could understand and know, whereas today, you know, go sit on Wikipedia and Google and you can learn so much so quickly. And I think most interestingly, they're more responsible than any generation. We did a big sort of about 50,000 person global study, and 84% of them believe it is their duty to change the world for the better. 82% of them believe they can do it. And interestingly, when asked what is going to be the single biggest driver, they didn't say it was politicians or business. They basically said it's the people empowered by social media. So, I mean, they are a generation that's incredibly responsible, incredibly smart, and incredibly powerful. And I think, you know, what we're trying to do, A, is learn from them, but B, also just give them a platform, because the world's leaders today, on many levels, from debt to climate, are not getting it right. And hopefully, if they listen to some brilliant young people, they might be able to. I thought it was very interesting this year that at the EG8, the biggest star of the EG8 was a 28-year-old who only agreed to go if all of the country heads of the G8 gave him a half-hour one-on-one meeting. And obviously, that 28-year-old was Mark Zuckerberg. So I think giving people the opportunity young, I mean, I was made CEO at the age of 31. You could say that was a risk, probably a very big risk. But, you know, I would say today, if you're not making people at the age of 31 your CEOs, you're doing something wrong. But I think probably the other thing to just counterbalance that, and this was a great conversation we sort of had in the back room with Wael Ghonim, who was the key person behind the Arab Spring in Egypt, and Oscar Morales, who created what Hillary Clinton described as the biggest ever anti-terrorist movement in history, which was a million voices against the FARC. And the kind of key thing we were talking about was the fact that actually what technology and social media have done is they've given people an amazing tool to take down regimes or companies and brands that they don't actually, you know, believe have the right values. But it hasn't created leaders. You know, social media doesn't create leaders, and we still need those leaders. And one of the reasons that there is a problem in Egypt is no one's actually stood up and gone, okay, we've taken this regime down, we're going over here, come with me. And so I think A, empower them, but B, yes, they're incredibly smart and know a lot about the digital and social revolution, but there's a lot of things they don't know about, and you still need to nurture and groom them, and I'm a big believer in mutual mentoring. So not reverse mentoring, but mutual mentoring, so we can learn a lot from them and they can still learn some stuff from us.